Hello, and welcome to how to enter and update training and technical assistance activities into the BJA Training and Technical Assistance Reporting Portal, also known as the BJA TTARP. What are TTA activities? TTA activities are the actions your organization completes to fulfill the objectives outlined in your award. Specifically, TTA activities are events or trainings and instances of targeted support provided to agencies and individuals to support knowledge, skill, or capacity building. BJA uses the aggregated TTA activity data to identify needs and trends in the criminal justice field, including information about types of audiences served, subject matter being discussed, and the cost of providing TTA. TTA activity information is also used by BJA managers to ensure grant activities are progressing on track and to identify where additional support may be needed. TTA activities should be identified in the TTARP during planning stages and then updated through the progression of the activity as necessary. I'm going to now demonstrate how to enter a training and technical assistance activity on our staging site. So if you look here, this is what you'll see when you first log on to the NTAC website. You'll then navigate to the TTA reporting portal page. There are several different ways to enter a new TTA activity, but today I'm going to demonstrate how to do it through the funding records page, which is selected here. If you'll scroll down, you'll see all of the awards associated with your organization. To add a new TTA activity, you'll select this plus button over the TTA text. This will generate the form that you'll need to complete in order to submit a new TTA activity. You'll see here, the first thing is the status of the request. If this is something that you're planning and have not yet started, you can use this pending button. If it's something where you're starting the activities right now or the activities are already underway, you'll select this active. The TTA title is a descriptive name of the training and technical assistance. This is something that's unique that should be easily identifiable to the unique training and technical assistance you're providing. For today, let's say that we're putting on an annual meeting. So I'll say annual meeting, Site A, January to June 2022. The TTA short name is more descriptive and is something that will appear on the NTAC calendar if you choose to display this publicly. So let's say this will be the annual meeting to support best practices at Site A. Every TTA activity you do should be done in connection with an existing objective. So here we'll say it's associated with this objective that we've already entered into the training and technical assistance reporting portal. If you need to create a new objective that relates to the activities that you're completing, you can use this create objective button. Here's where you'll write a TTA description, where it'll be a couple of sentences describing the activity that you're completing. Then you'll select a category. So we'll say that this is a training, a type. Let's say that we're going to be doing this one online, and a program area that it relates to. Let's say that this relates to law enforcement. And they'll have a couple of options that will pop up for us to select from. You'll notice here that some of the fields have a star or an asterisk next to it, and some of them do not. This means the star asterisk means that the field is required to complete and that you must complete it to either save or progress forward with completing your forms. If it's not there, that means that the field is optional. So for now, we'll leave these blank. The TTA point of contact is the point of contact. So I'm going to select our test account that we use here. The source, again, this is an optional field, but we're going to say that it's something that's defined by our award. And here you can select if you completed this training and technical assistance with a partner, you can enter their information here. For TTA activities, you'll need to estimate a cost. The save button will save your form and allow you to return to it later. You cannot save a form unless you've completed all of the required fields. Save and continue will allow you to progress through the form to the next section. If you look at the top here, you'll see that this bar allows you to navigate through the different sections of the form. Right now, we'll focus on the dates and event page. The TTA start date is when the planning begins for the training or technical assistance that you're providing. So let's say that this began on June 1st. The anticipated end date is when you anticipate that the training itself will end. Once you've completed the activity, you'll have the opportunity to come back into the system and enter the actual end date for this training. If you find that your training and technical assistance is continuing longer than what you originally anticipated as the anticipated end date, you can come back into the form and edit this date here. Recipient agency is who you will be providing the training and technical assistance to. This is a pre-fillable form, so if you search, you should be able to find the agency if it's already entered into our system. If the agency is not entered into our system, you can use this button to create a recipient agency, and then it'll appear in future searches. If you're putting on a public webinar or training and you would like to advertise it to the public, you can select this button and it'll display on the NTAC team public TTA catalog calendar for other organizations to see and participate. Event location details talks about where your event will be. So let's say that this, because it's an online webinar, it's going to be at our own address. So I'll select that there. The specific event date. So we had said that we had started the planning for this event in the beginning of June. So let's say the event itself is going to be on the 29th, and we'll have the start time as 10 a.m. And it's only going to be a one-day training, so we'll have it end at noon. And then we'll select the time zone here. We'll save and continue to progress to the next page of our form. And see, I have an error message here that the event start date cannot be after the anticipated end date. So we can come here, and I'm going to go ahead, and because I put an anticipated end date of the 24th, we'll bump this back and have our hypothetical event end on the 20th. Since we've corrected that error, we'll click the Save and Continue button again, and it should progress us through to the next form. Here we'll select the target audience and agency that we'll be providing information to, and along with any special populations. We'll click Save and Continue. This will take us to the complete TTA and performance metric page. You'll notice that you're not able to enter any information. This page can only be completed once the TTA activity is complete. We'll come back to this at a later point in this training. In the final section, you'll review the information that you've entered, and if it's correct, you can click the Submit button. Clicking the Submit button ensures that it'll show up on the portal and in any semi-annual grant reports. Clicking Save will make it more difficult to find the information, but you can use if you're still in the draft stages of completing your TTA activity. So we'll review our information that we've entered, and let's say it looks good, so we can go ahead and click Submit. This will take us automatically to the TTA inventory page, and this lists all of the TTA activities that are associated with your organization. If we scroll down, we can see here what we just entered and see that it's active. If we had not clicked that Save button or the Submit button, it would not appear here, and we would have to click this button to view it. Let's say that a couple of weeks have passed and our activity is now complete, and we want to come back into the portal to update our activity. You can do that again a couple of different ways, but I will be doing it today through the TTA inventory page. So we'll come here, we'll find the TTA activity that we wish to update and click the pencil button. This will show us the same form that we were looking at before when we initially entered the information. You cannot change the status of the request to complete on each page. You can only change it when you're on this complete TTA and performance metric field. So we're going to go ahead and jump to that field. Once we're there, you'll see that we'll be able to select completed from the drop-down menu status of request. In doing so, we'll go ahead and open up all of these different fields for us to fill in. So we'll fill in what the actual end date was. So we anticipated that was going to be the 24th. It's okay if your actual end date and your anticipated end date don't line up. So we'll say, oops, let's go back to June. We'll say that it ended June 21st, ended a little bit ahead of schedule, or the 22nd maybe. And then here we'll enter the performance metric data that we collected as part of completing our training. So if you'll bear with me here, I'm going to just type in a few numbers here. You'll notice that these are required fields, so that you have to complete all of them. So we'll go ahead and just enter some information. Here you can write a performance metric narrative about the training or technical assistance you provided. And once you're done, you can click the Save and Continue button that will take you to the Save or Submit page. Let's say again that we're satisfied with all of the information that we've entered, and so we're going to go ahead and click Submit. You'll see that this will once again take you to the TTA inventory page, where you can verify that the status has changed from active to completed. If you'd like additional assistance in completing this training or technical assistance entry, or anything else having to do with the Training and Technical Assistance Reporting Portal, you can visit the BJA TTARP interest group on our website, or you can email or call the BJA TTARP team at the email address and phone number listed below. You also have the option to schedule a one-on-one coaching session with a member of our data team to ask any questions or schedule a training. Thank you for listening.